was really nice. And I remember getting a good vibe from her. But the manager, I think, basically said that I had no talent or something towards that effect, and I'd never make it.
She has great confidence. She's very cool. I think she'd make a wonderful film star. I could see her on the big screen very easily. Or in a television series, acting and singing too. Yeah. But as a pop, I see her more that way
than as a pop star.
Than as a pop star of the 80s. That's my opinion.
Mm.
What's missing, in your opinion?
Rugged individuality. Without meaning to offend you in any way, she's just not different enough.
At that age, I could care less. I'd have walked through fire. If they'd said, you got to strip naked and walk past a whole line of Miss Universes and Miss Worlds, and they're going to criticize your body, I'd have been like, fine. You know, like, just let me get to the goal. Just want to go up there and sing and make a record.
"20 years later, Sheena is back in the recording studio making her 16th album.
The new album's called Fabulous, which is kind of, you know, very camp, tongue-in-cheek title. It's because when you listen to it, you're supposed to say, it's fabulous, darling.
The whole concept of the album was to do a disco anthems album with classic songs like Don't Leave Me This Way, Giving Up, Giving In, By the 3 Degrees, Love Is in Control, which was a Donna Summer track. So tracks that everybody knows, but it's a real fun, no-holds-barred disco good time album. The producers are being Masterson and Terry Ronald. They're very contemporary producers. They'd worked with a lot of contemporary dance pop acts.
The work that Terry and I have done has mainly been in the disco area of more modern pop music, and in particularly in that kind of sort of gay disco sound, and that's something that we do an awful lot of, is music for those kind of clubs.
You've heard a lot of these songs, you know, 50,000 times. And you could tune them out. They could be like wallpaper music. They could be like something you hear in the elevator if they're not done in a way that's completely fresh. I love you, baby. It's quite all right. I need you, baby. To warm my lonely nights. I love you, baby. This whole project is so freeing for me. It's such a blast. I'm having such a good time because the performer in me is allowed to take over, and not the business person, and not the person who's, you know, got to be responsible for this aspect and that aspect. I can just come in and be like the spoiled little princess part of it. It's almost like one of my first albums. There was not a lot of responsibility on me. So I got to go back to my roots and just enjoy the basics. Well, I don't know what to say.
What, do you want to be sick?
No. It just sounds so different.
4.5 minutes past 11. Radio 1 round table. Now, here's a lady I know nothing about, except she is physically very attractive.
I didn't say that, did I? God, how dreadful. You mean I actually said she's physically attractive? God, how atrocious.
Which puts her head and shoulders above a number of other people I can think of. Sheena Easton is her name. Lend an ear to a new EMI single called Modern Girl.
It was obvious it was going to be a hit because Esther, Behind You, meant a complete success. And it was the days when really, you know, television had 20 million people, something like that, watch the show.
You identified with whoever was being filmed. So they were kind of one of us. It wasn't sort of them and us. They were us. So you followed the sort of hopes and dreams in the same way yourself, and you actually really rooted for them to succeed. And I think that's why people always thought, oh, she's our Sheena.
Although The Big Time followed the making of Sheena Easton's first single, Modern Girl, it was released a few weeks before the documentary hit our screens and failed to make a big impact.
Sheena Easton has gone down 2 places. 62 from 60. So thank you and good night.
I've already gone up to 52.
Right. Better go back and tell her.
Thank you very much. Oh well, next one, Phil, next one.
But as soon as the big time introduced Sheena into 20 million living rooms, everything changed.
Straight in at 5 from 9 to 5, Sheena Easton.
I always felt very inadequate on Top of the Pops. I always felt like I was surrounded by pop stars. What am I doing on here? It's all pop stars on here. But I could front it.
Overnight, Sheena journeyed from documentary experiment to household name. Suddenly, she was everywhere.
Welcome, Sheena Easton.
Sheena Easton.
Sheena Easton.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sheena Easton.
Here she is right now, Miss Sheena Easton. How's about that?
Oh, Sheena, you're gorgeous. I love the Caledonian humour.
Look, I don't work from 9 to bloody 5. I didn't today anyway. No, I spent all day with a whore.
The winner of the British Rock and Pop Awards 1980, the best female singer is Sheena Easton.
I'd especially like to thank a special lady and her team who started it all for me. I'd like to thank Esther and the Big Time team. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sheena Easton.
I will be singing that song every night till I die, probably. I mean, there's a blessing in having a huge hit record and a curse. You have to sing it till the day you die.
20 years after hitting the charts with 9 to 5, Sheena is currently singing her hit 8 times a week in David Cassidy's Las Vegas review show, At the Copa.
First time I came to Vegas to perform was in the mid-80s, and it was a very different Vegas. It had more of the, you know, the idea of the mob running everywhere and kind of those great stories about Elvis and Sinatra and all the real legends. So I really get the sense of working in a place where I guess the legends had worked.